I'd been assigned to watch over biologic research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR3AA. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, a parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel covered it and transported me to the Galactic Federation headquarters. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, drastically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then, someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation managed to preserve the cell culture from the last input Metroid on planet SR3AA. Serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. As for me, one life ended, and yet I survived Reborn. Something different. Pondering this fact, I realize how the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this woke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I'm being sent there to investigate. My mission on BSL station will be overseen by the new ship's computer. While I lament that this blunt computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of me taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is my second time I've been able to found myself having to do so. Makes me recall my other CO. Welcome to Metroid Fusion, a more plot-based... There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR388 as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Forget that, Samus. Stop the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Now go to the quarantine bay. Metroid Fusion is a much more plot-based and story-based game than Super Metroid, which is something I really love. It's also got actual horror elements. Well, Super Metroid was supposed to be a horror game, and all Metroid is a horror game. Metroid Fusion really pulled through that through, and I do like horror elements in anything. I think a little bit of sprinklage of horror makes any game really good, because it gives you something that is like drastic, and it makes every other emotions much more heightened, including laughter. Or like happiness, oh well, I'm so glad that that's over, you know. Or I'm glad that didn't happen to me, like it brings those kinds of things to emotion. But, that being said, this game works a lot differently, and I'm going to tell you right now, while I love so much of this game, and also you can hold off of things now. You can actually grab ledges and move, which is so awesome. I wish that was in Super Metroid. And we're going to be getting into a lot of things that I love more than Super Metroid, gameplay-wise, and I love that the story is more apparent. There's one thing I don't like, and we'll find out when we enter this room. It is called linearity. This game is very linear, and unfortunately, if you are spoiled by Super Metroid, which you rightfully should be, because that's how I feel like the Metroid system should go, is open worldness, and you get to choose what you can do, and you can skip if you want. In this game, you can actually get straight out, you can get, like, cut off from doing anything in this game, and going back for something, if you manage to go into one room that will lock you out from doing anything. I did that at the end of the game, and I got screwed out of getting any 100% ranking because I wanted to get to the very end and then go back for things like in Super Metroid. But unfortunately, that was no dice. I'll let you know when those cut-off points are going to happen so you can go back and get stuff if you can. But it just sucks to me that this was linear, because I feel like there's so many options this could have gone that didn't have to be linear. But the quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. Like, everything has its drawbacks, I guess. I mean, I'd take an awesome story over a little bit of things gameplay-wise, but the problem, I think, most with the game is Super Metroid and Metroid 1 were not like that. Or 2. Considering Super Metroid's the third game. Well, that was weird. We just absorbed that monster. Also, I highly suggest playing Metroid, Super Metroid, or just Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and then Metroid the other M in that order. Before you play Dread, because apparently I've not seen Dread, but I heard that it's supposed to be like, you need to know what happens in Fusion in order to understand fully what happens in Dread. That's what I heard anyway. And also Super Metroid, but then again you have to play Super Metroid or watch Super Metroid in order to understand anything that happens in any other ones. This is some unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X-parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, the security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X-parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems the Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X-parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so preserve free X-parasites whenever you possibly can. The situation is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I'm already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you're only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now get going. I've released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. Also, the music is so creepy in this one. It really adds to the creepiness. Where in Super Metroid, anything creepy was overblown by the fact that the music was so peaceful. Where in this game, the music is like, holy crap, this is happening. It's kind of creepy. Also, I heard that Metroid the Other M is apparently not well received in some people. I'm not quite sure why, because personally, I really like the game. I thought it was really well detailed, and you actually find out Samus is not just a bounty-hunting robot-killing machine, but an actual human. I received news from Major Headquarters. We can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. I will probably be playing this game alone with Okami because this game is incredibly short. I don't remember if it's as short as Super Metroid, but it is short. Though the bosses in this game and the enemies, everything is so much harder because you're weaker. You don't have all the buffs that you used to have. The computer reminds me of a rough Federation CO I served under the name of Adam Malkovich. He called me lady on missions. From anyone else it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and some irony, I named the computer after him. The last thing you should do is think computers have feelings, but anyway. I think being called lady is a nice thing. I'm gonna ignore you and go straight to the data room. Injecting my brain with knowledge and missiles. So here's the other thing that I prefer this game over Super Metroid 4. And I still love and adore Metroid, and I think it's awesome, but the ability to just hold down missile button, I mean, that's friggin' awesome. There's no, I'm gonna use a grapple hook on Ridley instead of what I need to use it on, and the power's out. Electrical interferences knocked out the elevators. On the main deck. It may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge bio signs, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use the recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now find a way to the target. He's not lying. Recharge rooms are everywhere. Use missiles. Use them all, if you can, on some enemies, because, like it or not, Samus is extremely weak in this game. You need missiles to survive, that is a dead certain. It's not just like in Super Metroid where you can kind of get away with just using them on bosses. In this game, you need missiles to live, just from normal enemies. Like I said, the bosses are significantly harder in this game. The enemies are really strong. Also, green X parasites will cover your, missiles. Blast those walls away. Kill this guy. Also, wall jump is significantly better in this game. They really modified it to where you can just simply do that easily. Also, if you're wondering how to do the wall jumps effectively in any of the games, you know how you makes that swishing sound? Well, after you hear, like, one flip, that's when you press the button to jump away. Generally, you want to hold the, button against the wall, like that, and then you want to flick off the wall with the opposite direction, and that's how you wall jump. Be careful of zombies because they're one of the few enemies that can actually, they will, unfortunately, keep coming back. Even if you think you've killed them. Boss doors are also mean. They will attack you instead of the regular attack that they usually do in Super Metroid. They will shoot an entire beam that will just destroy your face. It's also a little bit harder to time, but the one thing that I do love about those doors is they will fully heal you each time. Or mostly heal you. We got our first energy tank right here. And well timed. Without this energy tank, you would straight up die to this boss. The X are gathering, and they're turning into... Unfortunately, we're going to call him Ratadin. Be careful, because he has a lot of attacks, specifically rolling at you. You cannot shoot him in the back, because he will... snap it off. Whenever you beat a boss, it will... Well, most bosses... Well, yeah, most bosses. They will turn into this form after you've gotten them down to a certain amount of health. And then they will just constantly chase you. You want to make sure that when they're glowing like that, you don't hit them because it will bounce off. You wait until their aura is gone and then you shoot them. More qual ability recovered. Press down twice to morph. Finally, they tell you what to do. I just wanted to mention that as well. It's not just like, here's Samus looking to the right. Here's Samus in a ball form. Figure out the puzzle. Remember when I first played Super Metroid? It took me forever to figure out how to do the ball form. Actually, I had to ask, like, how to do it because I just did not know. And when I would be asked, like, how come you couldn't figure it out? And I would be like, well, because it only had a picture of Samus, a ball, and no buttons. And they would be like, oh. First things first, though, we want to go through this door, because now we can. And unlock a recovery room. Very good to get this out of the way, because you're going to need this later. Or generally, anytime you come back here to get anything, and you are running low on missiles or energy, which, let's face it, you're going to be doing that a lot. We're going to save it, and we're going to continue into everything in the next episode. I want to keep these episodes about 17-18 minutes-ish. A little bit easier to digest than the regular episodes I've been uploading. See you guys in the next one.